Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody, to this meeting of the Preservation Board. I'm going to call a roll and determine who's here. I am present. Commissioner Robinson, are you here? Commissioner Hamilton, are you here? Commissioner Colleen, are you here?
Present.
Commissioner Richardson, are you here?
Present.
Commissioner Hammaker, are you here?
I'm here.
Alderman Narayan, are you here? Okay, I only count 4. Who did I miss?
Anthony, you're muted if you're here in the room.
Commissioner Robinson,
He's there, but he's muted.
Tony Robinson, demute. Okay, Olivia, you're the lawyer. Make him demute.
That would require a tech person, not a. Let's see.
Yeah, we can't, I mean,
Can you all send him a message, Bob, like through the
Yeah.
system, and maybe that'll ping him?
yeah, guys in the room, can you do that for us, please? Andy, can you send him a message?
He can, I can't. Well, Bennett did.
Just so you guys know what's going on. I'm at home and they're, and Andy and Bennett are at the office. So that's what's going on. And Jan's at home too.
I asked him to unmute through
Okay.
Zoom. He hasn't reacted.
Okay. I don't know if did you get the one from Andrew Wow?
Yeah, I got that one.
Yes.
Anyone who is wanting to speak on any of the items needs to send a message to the one labeled speak to speak.
Request to speak here.
Yeah, request to
It's a
speak.
request to speak.
Hey, commissioners, we do not have a quorum.
Anthony. I can run through the director's report really quick. Is that okay?
We can't start the meeting without a quorum.
Okay.
Bob,
Sir,
would you make a sign that says, Tony, unmute, and hold it up in front of your face?
I wish I could.
Can anyone text him? Does
Yeah,
anyone have
who's
his
in
phone
the-
number?
I'm looking for him in my phone now.
Bennett, do you have it?
I also sent him a message on Zoom, so
We got you, Chuck, or Wade. We'll just need your patience while we get the quorum together.
I sent him a text.
Thank you.
Thank you. What are you doing? I have a little friend here. Hello, friend. That's Oscar. Hey, Oscar.
Oscar, do you want to be a Preservation Board Commissioner? Commissioner Robinson?
Yes.
Are you
Yay.
present?
All right, Russ.
Tony, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that's 5. We have a quorum. Commissioners, has anyone read the minutes of the last meeting? That's November 18th, 2024. And if so, do you have a motion?
I move to approve the minutes of November.
18th, 2024. Second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are approved. Commissioners, take a look at the agenda. Does anybody need to recuse themselves from the consideration of any of these items? And is the order in which they're being presented okay? Hearing no objections and no recusals, this will be our agenda. Director's report.
I just wanted to note, so everybody is aware, this will be Bennett's last meeting. He has been an awesome part of the team. Bennett is leaving for greener pastures, so to speak. So I wanted to acknowledge all of his great work during his time here. So we will miss Bennett greatly. This will be Bennett's last meeting.
Oh, no. Good job, Bennett.
Yeah, he's been super helpful. So just want everybody to know that and wish him the best. He's going to St. Louis County, so he's going to change teams on us. So,
Huh.
so.
St. Louis County, huh?
I should make him get on screen and say something, but he's not that type. So
Okay. Okay, agenda item A.
okay. First up, this is a prelim. This is pretty straightforward. To repaint. I'm sorry, my voice is shot, so I apologize, guys. To repaint a mansard roof. Very short. Yeah, move on. There you go. In short, Lafayette Square's rules state that if you have a painted slate mansard, they just want the patterns to fade, not be repainted. The applicant, which represents all of the owners of this building, they want to repaint their slate. They want to do a simpler design on the mansard, but they would like to just repaint it and not let it fade and kind of look a little rough. So yeah, thank you, keep on going. They would like to repaint it. They went to Lafayette Square. They've got Lafayette Square support to do this. Keep on going. Yeah, this is, stop right here. They want to do, the scheme on the bottom was done like in the 80s, and that's what they kind of want to do. So it's much, much simpler, just kind of shades of gray, basically. They've got support from Lafayette Square, even though I'm recommending that you uphold or not grant prelim approval. I don't think this is the craziest thing. This is one of the only standards in the area that wouldn't let you repaint slate in this manner. So I'm recommending that you uphold or not grant prelim approval. I think there's rationale for what they want to do. Any questions for me?
Questions for Bob? Hearing none, let's hear from the applicant, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great. Thank you. I'm using a borrowed computer, so I can't even see myself. So
Okay, tell us who you are.
Okay, great. So Bob covered everything there. I'm Wade Humphreys. I'm one of the owners. I own 1826 Lafayette, and I am speaking on behalf of the other 4 owners. We plan on refreshing the facade because we feel this ties the properties together, and we want to keep it as a single unit as opposed to we're 5 different properties. People could paint everything separately, but we want to keep it a united facade. And of course, as Bob mentioned, that rule would mean that if we repair and paint everything else on our facade, and then just let the slate deteriorate, it'll just look bad and frankly devalues the property. And we also feel the rule, if it was taken to a logical conclusion, seems to mean that if any single slates have to be replaced, then they would have to remain unpainted, even if they're like dispersed throughout the whole roof. It would just, again, look inconsistent. So that's why with the Sport and Neighborhood Association, we're asking for your approval. Thank you.
Questions, commissioners? Bob or Bennett, has anybody signed up to speak?
Not on this item, no.
Bennett?
No.
Okay. Commissioners, that concludes testimony in this matter. Has anybody got a motion?
I move that we grant preliminary approval to repaint the slate mansard roof as proposed.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call a roll. Chair votes yes. Commissioner Robinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Killeen,
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammaker.
Yes.
That's 5 yeses. The motion carries. Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
We're now moving to agenda item B. We'll do things a little differently now. We will ask people to swear that they're telling the truth, to identify themselves fully, and to submit anything they want into the record. Calling agenda item B.
Okay. Bob Bettis with staff. I swear to tell the truth. Need to enter in ordinances 64689 as amended by 64832, and then the Benton Park ordinance as well. My PowerPoint and my presentation, as raspy as it may be. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. This will probably look familiar. This was heard back in August originally as a prelim to demolish the building and do some new construction. At that time, I took a rather firm stance about not recommending approval on it. But that was based on a couple of things. We had a report that was a little wishy-washy on actual soundness. And then I didn't really get a chance to get really into the building to make a determination. Since that last meeting, I extensively toured the building, basement to the attic, with the architect to kind of go through it and look at the building. It's in very rough shape. You were sent a couple of new reports on the condition assessment of the building. Unfortunately, it really is. Staff believes that it's shot, and that if it were to be saved, it would require a reconstruction. And as we looked at the two codes we look at, the Benton Park code for demolition, and then also the review district code for demolition, the Benton Park offers one different thing that I think also helps with making a determination. It says that if the rehabilitation essentially results in complete reconstruction, that demolition is okay. And I think that that's what's going to have to happen, unfortunately, here. There's folks in the room right now who can elaborate more, but when we're in the basement, we can see that the foundation is completely shot. It would have to be completely lifted and moved. And the problem is that there's such deflection and such deterioration of, I would say, at least 2 of the frame walls. I don't know how you would achieve that. So I think that that would probably require reconstruction, unfortunately. We did go up in the attic. The attic is also pretty rough. You can see there's this picture on the bottom. There's kind of a bit of a swale in the ridge. So unfortunately, the roof is rough. The foundation is rough. That entire north wall would require reconstruction, probably the entire south wall, the frame addition. And that doesn't even start to address the rear brick addition, which also has several really bad structural cracks in this foundation. The rear wall that faces west has a split in it. So it's going in 2 different directions. That could be due to a lack of maintenance, but that's besides the point, unfortunately. Since then, we've also talked with the Benton Park Neighborhood Association. You were all sent a letter today that does support the project in terms of demolition and then doing new construction on the site. You can keep going through some pictures here, Benton. Yeah, it's unfortunate. We don't want to lose the Fachwerk building, but the problem is that, and to be clear, if we were to require reconstruction of a building, we couldn't make them build it in Fachwerk. I mean, that would be behind cladding. So we wouldn't have any idea if the building was even built the way it was originally. We don't take these things lightly. And so we are recommending that the board overturn the director's denial for the demolition. We have worked with the applicant on the new construction. They have been open to any suggestions, and they will take into account any input from the neighborhood and also the preservation board on its design. So if you do choose to overturn my denial, recommend approval, preliminary approval of the new construction, subject to final details be worked out with CRO, and that they pull a building permit prior to the demolition of the little Fockford structure. So again, you have the letter from Benton Park. Do you have any questions for me?
Questions for Bob?
So it looks like they've got bricks on that south side all the way back.
Yeah, because there's a 1-story on that south side. So in order to mitigate that appearance, they're going to do all brick.
Okay.
Further questions? Okay. Let's hear from the appellant.
There's a couple of folks here. How do you want to do it, Melinda? Melinda? Hey, Paul, do you want to talk? I see Paul's in the room. Paul DeHart, do you want to talk?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I was just looking to see. Melinda's on, she says. So, yeah. So, I'm the architect who actually toured the building. Was there with Bob, and provide the letter dated November 14th, 2024, which I'm assuming.
And
is...
before you proceed.
Oh, right.
Your name?
Paul DeHart.
And is your testimony going to be the truth, Mr. DeHart?
Yes.
Proceed.
Okay. Sorry. So I'm the architect that provided the letter dated November 14th, 2024, concerning the condition of this building. I did an extensive walkthrough looking for just looking at the components of the building. The foundation is in very bad shape. There's loss of mortar between stones that can be found. There's some, poor parging, poor repairs that were done in the past. Also in the basement, there are multiple columns that are temporarily supporting the structure because of all the rotted joist ends and other rotted components that we may or can't necessarily find.
Paul, do you have a written report?
I do. The one dated November 14th, 2024. Is that part of the?
And you're submitting that for the record?
Yep.
Questions for Paul? Okay. Who else? What else do you want to submit for this record?
Really nothing. Just that report and the fact that the building, I think the only way to quote unquote save it would be to tear it down and rebuild it.
Okay. Who's in the room to talk?
Mr. Weil.
Mr. Weil, you have the floor.
Hi there. Can you hear me this time?
Yes, sir.
Looks like a robot.
Okay, good. Yeah, sorry about
Andrew,
that.
is your testimony going to be the truth?
Yes, my testimony is the truth. My name is Andrew Weil. I really appreciate the fact that Mr. DeHart and Bob went in and really looked at this building. Like Bob said, this is a decision that really should not be taken lightly. This is a rare building type, as noted in the director's report. And this is a construction method that is really a medieval European construction method that crossed the pond with immigrants to St. Louis, and they're very rare buildings. So I understand the challenges of that the building faces and the realities that it faces. I would state that I would really hate to see it go, but I understand the condition issues. And so my request would be to place we have the contingency being offered, the demolition permit being contingent upon several factors. I would humbly request that a level of documentation also be added as a contingency for a demolition, that at least in the initial phases, that the demolition be more of a deconstruction, so that they can expose the method of construction and document it with photographs, just for posterity, for the history of all St. Louisans today and future St. Louisans, to look at this very rare early construction type, if it has to go away. And that concludes my honest testimony as the director of the Landmarks Association of St. Louis.
I will say really quick, Andrew, thank you for pointing that out. Melinda, who is the consultant on the project, has actually agreed to do that. And the owner, who's in the room also, we expressed a desire to do some documentation as they deconstruct the frame portion of the building. So they're on board with that.
That's great news. Okay, so if it comes to that, then we would love to have some representatives there just to help in any way that we could as 36 CFR qualified. And of course, Melinda and Paul and everybody all have the qualifications necessary, but I think it would be very interesting from our perspective to have some people take a look at it. But that's a conversation for later, I suppose, between us.
Yeah, so that's part of the plan.
Anybody else in the room? Bob?
No, sir.
Okay, commissioners, can I have a motion, please?
I move that the board overturns the director's denial and allow for the demolition with the stipulation that the new construction is approved with crap, I don't have that in my.
You can read them directly, I guess, from the actual first page of the their
Yeah.
Sorry, you don't have it in front of you.
Nope. All right.
Don't make me laugh.
What you're trying to say is approve for the new construction with the condition that final drawings, details, and exterior materials be reviewed and approved by the CRO.
By the CRO.
And that a building
that-
permit be issued prior to the approval of the demolition.
That is correct.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Are we sure this thing's been here since at least 1876? How old is this building?
I mean, it's on the Compton and Dry, so I mean, it's pretty old.
We saved one over on Indiana that was in worse shape than this a couple
You
years
think so?
ago.
I mean, if you have ideas, we'll listen. I mean, this thing that the entire, so the initial thought was with the foundation, Melinda said that it was built on dirt, and we're like, that didn't make much sense. So we went down in the basement and like to shore up the stone foundation, they like built like these weird like earthen berms like to kind of keep it up, and it just that rotted out the wood because it touched the wood framing. So then the entire, I mean, that the north wall is shot. There's no way you're gonna be able to save it. And now they also have significant termite damage as well, which there should be pictures that was supplied to you guys as well.
Is it bricks under there?
No, it's the foundation.
No. But yeah, behind this wall, this picture that we're seeing right now.
Yes, they're brick nogging, and it's brick and nogging between the frame vertical supports. So again, I appreciate everybody. I believe me, I don't want to approve it either. It's a shame, but I don't know how else you would do without rebuilding it.
Save the front facade and put a new building behind it, man.
Any further discussion? Okay, I'm going to call a roll. Chair votes no. Commissioner Robinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Killeen,
No.
Commissioner Richardson,
Yes.
and Commissioner Hamaker.
Yes.
3 yeses, 2 nos, the motion carries. Okay, agenda item C, do I hear a motion?
Yes, I move that the
Yeah.
Preservation Board direct the staff to prepare a report to the SHPO that the property at 42, 47, 49, 42, 51 through 55, and 4301 to 05 South Kings Highway Boulevard meet the requirements of the National Register Criteria C for architecture.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call a roll. Chair votes yes. Commissioner Robinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Killeen,
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson,
Yes.
Commissioner Hamaker.
Yes.
That is 5 yeses. The motion carries. Commissioners, this, I believe, concludes our agenda. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Hearing no objection, then we stand adjourned. Thanks,
Everybody.
commissioners.
Thank
Hope
you
you
all.
guys are feeling better. Good luck, Bennett.
Thank you.
Good luck, Bennett.
Happy holidays.
All right, bye.
Happy holidays.
See ya.
Christmas.
Make sure you stop the recording.